Remember when Hollywood icon Natalie Wood married fellow star Robert Wagner? I do. Just a few notes before we get into this one. We are going to be discussing self-harm and substance use, just a heads up. Also, there's an incredibly well-done HBO documentary on Natalie Wood called Natalie Wood, What Remains Behind, that Natalie's daughters were heavily involved in, if you would like to supplement any of these videos. The first time Natalie Wood saw Robert Wagner, she was 10 years old and he was 18. She spotted him while they were walking down a hallway at 20th Century Fox. Natalie turned to her mother and said, "I wish I could marry him." Robert Wagner was born on February 10th, 1930 in Detroit, Michigan. At the age of 7, his family had relocated to Bel Air, California. Robert, or RJ as he was called, lived near the Bel Air Country Club where he caddied for Hollywood stars like Fred Astaire. So it was only natural that Robert would take on roles as an extra with such close proximity to Hollywood. His background work would lead him to signing a contract with 20th Century Fox as a teen. In 1953, he starred in Titanic alongside Barbara Stanwyck, with whom he became romantically involved. They would have a 4-year-long relationship that they kept on the DL due to their large age difference. Robert was 22 and Barbara was 45, the scandal. They were worried their canoodling would impact their careers. But that would all change in 1956 when he was set up on a date by the studio with one of their top actresses, Natalie Wood. He escorted her to the premiere of his new movie, The Mountain, on her 18th birthday that July. While Robert had appeared in over 40 films, he was having trouble breaking out into the full-fledged stardom. The studio system was collapsing and the market was moving towards television. 20th Century Fox hoped that setting up 26-year-old Robert and 18-year-old Natalie would drum up publicity for Natalie, who had just appeared in Rebel Without a Cause, as well as boost Robert's role within the industry. What started as a manufactured meeting turned into a real attraction. On December 6, 1957, Robert made a reservation at Romanoff's in Beverly Hills, where he would propose with a pearl and diamond ring that he placed in a champagne glass. The pair were married on December 28, 1957 in Scottsdale, Arizona, and honeymooned in the Florida Keys. They both loved being on the water despite Natalie's fear of deep water. She said that the happiest times of their marriage were when they were sailing around Catalina Island on their own, where he taught her everything about yachting. On one trip, while returning to Balboa, Natalie threw the line over while Robert docked the boat and she fell into the water with the line. It was freezing, but Robert fished her out. Despite her fear, they continued sailing the high seas together while Natalie perfected making her signature breakfast. The Hollywood stars already lived a life under scrutiny, but with their marriage came an even brighter glare of the never-ending flashbulb of the media. But still, the public loved them together, and they even appeared in the 1960 film All the Fine Young Cannibals. As Natalie's star continued to rise, she already had 2 Academy Award nominations under her belt. They struggled to hold their relationship together, and on June 20th, 1961, they announced their separation, divorcing 10 months later on April 27, 1962. Natalie took responsibility for the end of their marriage. She had an affair with Splendor in the Grass co-star Warren Beatty, but those close to her told a different tale. One that involved Natalie happening upon her beloved RJ canoodling with another man in their Beverly Hills home. She fled to her parents' house, hand bleeding, and she hid in her childhood bedroom. Later, she would wake up in the hospital confused after overdosing on sleeping pills and lapsing into a coma. She had said of her relationship with Warren that it started due to his sweetheart going to England to film and the fact that she was depressed over the end of her marriage. 23-year-old Natalie and 24-year-old Warren weren't looking for anything serious, but their affair lasted for 2 years in which she describes as a collision, a combination 3-ring circus and 5-alarm fire. She said that they were both immature and moody, that she was looking for the Rock of Gibraltar. Instead, she discovered Mount Vesuvius, a live volcano with eruptions each day. And she contributed her share of fireworks, too. It finally ended after Warren had allegedly attempted to seduce her 16-year-old sister, Lana. Natalie was so devastated she overdosed on barbiturates and had to have her stomach pumped. She bid Warren adieu after that. Despite her canoodle with Warren Beatty, Natalie was still very much devastated by the end of her marriage and sought therapy to work through it. Freudian analysis, to be specific, which she did 5 days a week. Both Robert and Natalie would eventually move on. He married actress Marion Marshall in 1963, and together they had daughter Katie. They divorced in October of 1971. He was then engaged to Tina Sinatra, daughter of Frank, for a year and a half. As for Natalie, she too would remarry, but we're going to talk about that in the next one because that this is a mini-series within a series. Thanks for watching. I hope you liked this one. If you did, please consider reposting, saving, and sharing it with your friends to help indoctrinate them into the cult. You can also support by grabbing some cult merch. We got stickers, we got bookmarks, we got pins, and joining us over on Patreon. It's a party. Good day, and may the cult be with you.